Hey everybody, I'm JJ, you're watching Reality Survival, and so today I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of how to prepare your body to deal with additional radiation in case of some sort of a radiological event, whether that be a dirty bomb or a nuclear weapon detonation, power plant meltdown, whatever the case may be. Now, as I've said in the other videos in this series, I don't think that there's a high likelihood of a nuclear war happening, but because we do have, Russia in a war with Ukraine, or a special military action, whatever they want to call it, seems like an invasion to me. But there's always the chance that NATO could get involved and things could get ugly, right? I think it's like a less than 5% chance. I don't really see this as being a real big thing at this point. I don't think it's escalated there yet, but you never know. So somebody in the comments the other day after a video I did yesterday was asking what can we do to prepare our body, right? And so I'm going to link to a video I did in the past down in the description below that talks about, I think it was like 9 different ways, 9 things you can do with over-the-counter items that will help to keep your body from absorbing radiation. Okay, and essentially what these are is called chelating agents or chelating agents. I think it's actually chelating agents, and what it does is basically, you can watch the video for additional details, but your body will essentially, radiation tries to mimic naturally occurring elements, and then it gets absorbed by your body and then causes cellular damage. Okay, and so if you essentially fill your system with those elements that it tries to mimic, then it will keep it from causing as much damage. It'll keep as much radiation from being absorbed into your body. Now, the one that everybody knows about is iodine. And you can take iodine tablets. And let me read a little bit about this from my notes here. And I'll also put the source of this information down in the description below. Sorry about the dogs in the background. Okay, so number 1 is when fallout is first anticipated but has not arrived yet, anyone already sheltering should begin using their N95 particulate respirator. Anyone not already sheltered. So if you're outside, you should start by using an N95 particulate respirator. Everybody's real familiar with those, and they're probably real cheap right now, so you should buy some if you don't have them already. And then also a hooded rain poncho is sufficient, to just keep the fallout off of you. So if you've got an old military poncho, or you can even those cheap ponchos, it doesn't really take much. Just something to keep the particles from landing in your hair and from getting on your clothes. That's all you really need. And then you definitely don't want to breathe it in, so that's what the N95 mask is for. Unfortunately, guys, if you've got a beard or a goatee like myself or whatever, one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to shave that off and get rid of it so that you can get a good seal if you have to go outside in the fallout. Now, ideally, you'd want to stay sheltered and not do that, but anyway. All right, so that's like when you're outside. If you have to be out in fallout, those things, they're going to be kind of the minimum level of protection. If you've got a full-blown gas mask or something like that, that's even better, or a respirator, anything to keep you from breathing in that particulate. All right. So everybody should begin taking potassium iodide, which is Ki, the chemical abbreviation, or potassium iodate, KiO3. Take those tablets for thyroid protection against cancer using cancer-causing radioactive iodine, which is a major product of nuclear weapons explosions. If no tablets are available, this is what you need to listen to, because this is the thing that a lot of people don't know, and all the potassium iodine tablets right now, as of March 8th, are probably sold out in most places. So you can also, if you don't have tablets available, you can topically on the skin, on the outside of your skin, don't drink it, you can apply an iodine solution, like a tincture of iodine or betadine. Now, what you're going to do, again, warning, iodine solutions should never be ingested. Don't drink it and think that'll work. It's going to make you sick. For adults, what you want to do is you want to paint 8 milliliters of a 2% tincture of iodine on your abdomen or your forearm every day. Okay? And you want to do that at least 2 hours prior to any potential exposure to fallout. All right, so it's got to give it time to soak in through your skin and your body to absorb it. For children 3 to 18, but under 150 pounds, you would only do half that amount painted on daily, or 4 milliliters. Okay. For children under 3, but older than a month, you go half again, which is 2 milliliters. For newborns to 1 month old, half it again, and that's only 1 milliliter. All right. Now, as a measuring reference, 1 measuring teaspoon is about 5 milliliters. So that'll give you an idea of about how much you're talking about, how much you need. If you don't have a medicine dropper that has graduated in milliliters, that might, help you out. If your iodine is stronger than 2%, then you need to reduce the amount that you use accordingly. So you got to kind of, keep it on the same level if you don't have 2% tincture. Absorption through the skin is not as reliable a dosing method as the tablets, but tests show that it will still be very effective for most people. Do not use, obviously, if you are allergic to iodine. That would be bad. Ideally, you want to talk to your doctor ahead of time, make sure that everybody in your family could, use this stuff and it's not going to hurt them and all that kind of jazz. And make sure there's no contraindications and all that kind of stuff. So that is the main things that you can do. And then watch that other video that I linked in the description below, and that talks about some other over-the-counter items that you can take. Just real quick, I'm not gonna go into all the details, but from top of my head, it is Tums, Gaviscon, apple pectin, vitamin C, a multivitamin, baking soda, and drinking 3 to 4 waters a day. And that's all the ones that I can remember right off the top of my head. But watch the video. But if you have those other items will also help protect from other types of radiation absorption like cesium and strontium and americium and all that kind of stuff. The iodine is for the radioactive iodine. So there's different kinds of radiation out there. Thyroid, the iodine really tends to absorb quickly into your thyroid. That's why it's kind of like the main one. But there are also additional types of radiation that can kind of collect or gather in your body. So doing those things will help. If you are a person that is going to have to be spending time out in the fallout, or you anticipate that you may have to be, or something like that for whatever reason, and I don't know what those reasons would be, because you would want to try to stay out of it for that 2-week period if you could, but maybe there's some reason that I can't think of that you'd have to go out there. If you do, you definitely want to keep your head covered. It might even benefit you to just go ahead and shave your hair if you're going to have to be going in and out and all that kind of stuff, because the fallout can collect in the little crevices and stuff in your hair, in the hair follicles, and so getting that out completely can be kind of difficult. But if you just wear a hat, then that can keep it off of it too. It doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to shave, but if you are going to wear a respirator or something like that, then you do want to go ahead and shave here. And then again, you could use a poncho or something along those lines. Those, if you get just a cheap hooded poncho, you can buy them at Walmart for $5 or $6, in the camping section. Those are going to be pretty good for, you just go out, use it, and when you bring it back in, you can kind of take it off kind of carefully, place it over in the corner. It's going to be fairly easy to wash off, and then you can reuse it, or have a few of them, whatever you want to do. let's see what else. As far as, you know, boots go, like a mud boot or a muck boot or something along those lines, and then like we said in that video the other day, make sure that you have an area that you can, you know, use as a decontamination area in your home for when you come in and out of the house, because you definitely want to try to establish an area that you keep, you know, on the far end of the house or whatever, that isn't close to where your sheltered area is. So anyway, hopefully between this video and the other video, that answers the questions about kind of what to do to prepare your body for it. The main thing you need to remember is that you don't want fallout to get on you. You don't want it to stay on you. You want to clean it off. And you don't want it getting in your hair. You don't want it breathing. You don't want to breathe it in. Okay, because once it gets inside your lungs or your digestive system or anything like that, it's going to wreak havoc. So you really need to try to avoid that. I'm going to do another video going through and answer some questions about that people had on the videos as well, and we'll do that here pretty quick too. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends, and when you use the affiliates down in the description below. If you guys are looking for different preparedness items and stuff like that, there's a whole list of affiliates down in the description of every video I do. Using those, in many instances, it'll save you money, and there'll be discount codes. And in some of them, you're just helping to support the channel. We'll get a little bit of kickback if you use the links, but it won't cost you anything more. So check those out as well. Thanks, guys. Take care.